I'm here with Anya Watson, and she is the Our World Underwater Scholar winner for this year. The program started in April and runs for an entire year. And you are the U.S. representative, is that correct?
Yes, the North American.
North American, I see. Well, tell me, how did you get interested in this, and what's it been like so far?
The marine biology, scuba diving has always been a passion. I grew up ever since a young age. I was always around the water. And when I found out about the scholarship, it was absolutely perfect for me. I had just graduated from college and I wanted a chance to be able to travel, to gain experience in all sorts of aspects of the underwater world. So the scholarship was perfect.
I think you should share with us the wonderful story about how you found out about the scholarship.
Carrie Nichols was the North American Scholar winner 2 years ago, and she had done an internship with Sport Diver, and she had an article done on her. And my mother was the one who was reading Sport Diver late one night and came running to my room and said, "Oh, you have to do this." So I thought to apply. Wasn't quite sure at the time what I was getting into, but ever since then it's been great. It's a dream.
What is the application process like?
It's very similar to, say, a college application, although you have to do some extra things. You have to submit transcripts, letters of recommendations. You have to write a couple essays on things you'd like to do, why you're applying. You also have to submit copies of your logbooks in the past 6 months. And so then there's also a couple diving related. And you have to have a number of dives, I believe 20 or 25 dives at least to apply, and be interested in scuba diving and underwater related disciplines. So it's great.
Now, I understand you've been diving for quite a long time. Tell us about how you got started diving.
My family was the one who, they decided one summer that we were going to do a scuba diving course, and I didn't really know what I was getting into, and I'm now in love with it and can't get out of the water. It's great.
So you were how old when you started diving?
I started diving at 14, and I'm 22 now. Unfortunately, there were years where I was in school and could only dive occasionally on vacations. But then in college, I started working as a dive volunteer at Mystic Aquarium. So I'd be in the water once or twice a week, and then it just kept going from there.
Now, you've had, I'm sure, some very interesting adventures already being in the Our World Underwater experience, and I know that sometimes you can be in one place one night and then suddenly across the world the next day. So tell us a little bit about your experience so far.
Well, that's very true. I started out in Egypt, in the Red Sea. I did a video course with Blue IFX. They're a production company, and they taught me all about videography. One of the aspects of the scholarship is you have to document your year, and Light in Motion is very generous. They donate a housing. We get a camera. So I went there first to learn how to use it and techniques. And I did a tech course as well in Egypt, and from there I spent some time in London and in the UK. I did my dive master training there. I also did some more filming. I helped out at Pinewood Studios at their underwater stage. And let's see, then I was back in the Northeast in the States, and I started getting back into biology. And I helped on research projects with cephalopods, specifically with Roger Hanlon from Marine Biological Laboratory. The list goes on. But we did also some shark tagging projects with the Division of Marine Fisheries there. And then I went to British Columbia, and there was a little more fun diving, but I got to do some research through the aquarium in Vancouver. And now I'm here for my first DEMA.
So when you're traveling from place to place, how long do you spend in any one location at a time?
Oh, it could be anywhere from a night to a couple weeks. The nice thing about the scholarship is they allow us scholars to decide what it is we would like to do, obviously with guidance, and it's really great. You can go anywhere and people are willing to host you and accommodate you, so we get to choose how long, and it's a great experience.
So now your focus is primarily underwater research. What areas have you had interest in, and what are you kind of looking forward to do for the rest of the year?
Well, some of my past experiences, I've done research with juvenile corals. I did an ecology project with horseshoe crabs. Since the scholarship, I've been doing quite a bit of shark and other marine mammal research projects. For the rest of the year, I would like to just continue being exposed to different materials and methods, different ideas and new things coming up in the field. And I'm not quite sure what exactly I'd like to continue my education in the field be. I understand it will be research, and it will definitely be marine related and hopefully include a lot of diving. But so that's what the experience is about, is also figuring out what you'd like to do. So I still have 6 months to get there.
Tell me, have there been any surprises that you discovered in some of these research projects, or were they fairly predictable? You had an idea of what was going to take place and it did, or were there some surprise results?
Surprise results? Well, actually, in the research I've done, it's mainly been helping out in the field, and it's not going to be until we analyze the data that we'll really know. When I was doing some work with Dr. Roger Hanlon on cephalopods, I was helping him analyze videos of the giant Australian cuttlefish, and we found some interesting new patterns of camouflage at night, so that was very interesting. And some other things, as far as, say, the shark tagging we were doing, I won't find out about what came about until next year and the year after, when those sharks return. So research does take a long time, and so there are interesting things and hopefully great things to come.
Do you have any advice for other young divers, up-and-coming divers who have an interest in the underwater world?
Oh, well, I definitely recommend the scholarship. I think this is a great opportunity if anyone's interested in scuba diving and pursuing any other underwater related disciplines such as photography, archaeology. The scholarship is great, and also to just stay wet, be involved. Internships are incredible. It's such a great way from, even if you're working in an office, if it's diving related or marine related. It's a great field and great people. Filled with great people. So.
And how does one find out about applying for the scholarship?
If you visit the website, it's www.owuscholarship.org, and they have a good website, and they have all the materials there, and you can download an application, and so it's probably the best way.
Anya, I imagine you've had some amazing experiences underwater, amazing dives. Can you share with us a memorable scuba story?
Ooh, that's a tough one. The only thing I can think of is my last dive, which was in British Columbia, and boys, the diving there is incredible. The dive started out pretty bad, actually. It was extra cold that day. My lights on my video camera that I was using, they didn't fully charge in the batteries, so the lights went out early on. And after about half an hour, my buddy and I were getting cold and ready to go up. And then the next thing I know, I'm swimming along, and I feel a tug on my back. And I turn around and start looking all over and what's going on. My buddy's 10 feet away, and all of a sudden there are 6 curious sea lions who were playing with our bubbles and like to come up. And this continued for over 20 minutes, and it was just, it was great. And even though my lights weren't working, I was able to still film them. And then it was just another good thing after another. Then harbor seals came and joined us, and then the sea lions eventually left. And then we found a couple wolf eels, and then more seals. So it was one of those dives where you weren't expecting anything, and by the end of it, all of a sudden I found my first opportunity swimming with sea lions, and so it was incredible. And it was a long dive. We were very cold afterwards, but it definitely felt like a dive that you read about in one of the magazines, so they really do happen.
Sounds like something you'll never forget.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.